freshman year of college, and as of June 1st, 2021, we've been married 25 years. I'm not going to lie, this milestone definitely felt like an accomplishment, a wonderful and beautiful accomplishment. We were young and naive when we married, as many couples are, but we had a few things going for us. We had both come from divorced families and were determined to not let that happen to us. We had Christ at the center of our lives and made it our mission to keep Christ at the center of our marriage as well. Danny had already shared with me his deepest, darkest secrets, well, except for how he does his magic tricks. And I still wanted to be with him because at least I knew what I was dealing with up front. And lastly, we had made a deal that if we ever needed help in our marriage, we would seek counseling. We may not have had more than $1,000 to our names and nowhere to live, but we were armed with those convictions. Additionally, many of the tools Danny will share with you, we learned in a weekend premarital retreat put on by Family Life called A Weekend to Remember. We will always be grateful to the young couple who pressured us to attend and even paid for it. Thank you, Cheryl and Toss. At times, when you hear Danny's words, you might think there is no way he did that, or wow, he really sounds like a great guy. I can verify that all the stories are true, and yes, he is amazing and a gift from God. That being said, I don't want to be known as the magician's wife. Yes, I'm proud of my husband for all the hard work he puts into his career as a magician, but I'm equally proud of him for being a pastor, a speaker, author, husband, and the father of our 3 children. And just as he wears many hats, so do I. I originally went to school to be a teacher or a counselor, but after our first child, Brian, was born, I wanted to stay home with him full time. 21 months later, the second son came along, and only 2 years later, we started a full-time ministry of Danny traveling the world, sharing the gospel through magic. I never wanted to be on stage, so I was happy to stay at home with the children and run the business side of the ministry. Trust me, it was not glamorous for either of us. In the beginning, Danny stayed in strangers' homes on the road while I booked events in my fun-sized closet, escaping the tiny humans I was in charge of. Not an easy time. The transition to Danny being gone on weekends but home during the week became the training ground for some of the tools Danny mentions in this book. My least favorite question is, what does your husband do for a living? Do I say magician, or pastor, or author, or speaker? I've decided that none of them are good options and could shut down the conversation entirely. And yet, I couldn't be prouder of him. Danny is genuine, kind, passionate, full of crazy ideas, and seeks God's will every day. No, he can't make your wife disappear, and trust me, he'd never want to get rid of me. He has written this book to help you implement tricks and tips so you never want to get rid of your spouse either. Introduction. New York. Lights, billboards, noise, posters reading "Live Tonight." Experience the death-defying underwater escape by world-renowned illusionist Danny Ray. I had done the escape numerous times. This time was different. The night before, while performing in Tennessee, my 6-year-old daughter had watched me be shackled, submerged underwater, and locked inside a steel barrel. She was terrified and left the room almost in tears. Although this might make great theater if someone were scripting it, in real life, I couldn't stop thinking about her the following evening. My focus was completely on Caroline, not the escape. 50 gallons of water were dumped into a metal drum, crashing over my body. And right before the water covered my head, I said to the audience, at some point, we're all going to take our last breath. As I go underwater, I want you to hold your breath with me. And when you let out your air, I want you to think about this. Where are you going to be when you take your last breath? Breathing, slowing, bringing my heart rate down, taking my final breath.